Okay, in this session, I'm bringing up an issue that one of my customers raised. In Tableau Pulse, you have the possibility to certify a metric. The issue is that kind of as long as you are a creator, you can create a data source and also create a metric and assign that certification for it. So the question is which metrics are really certified by the governance of the system itself. And one idea would be to say, okay, only metrics can be certified which also have a certification on their data source. So let me show you that. So this one is certified. If I go into the information here and click on the data source, then I find this is also certified. If I go back and take another one, this one here for business travel expenses, different data source, this one is not certified. So there would be a way to say, okay, only certain people can do the certification for a data source, but I cannot do that for metrics. So the question is, would I be able to find all the metrics that are certified, but where the data source behind is not certified, and then get a list of the responsible people behind that? So the person that is associated to this data source, because this data source was used to create a metric which is certified, but the data source is not certified. Of course, this is me in this case. Anyway, so I would use, of course, I would try to find, to use Tableau MCP together with Claude. And first of all, I was listing all the possibilities that I get. So I get a list of all pulse metric definitions, and I hope with the full, I also get, so maybe I can do a reply here. Would I also find if a metric is certified? Yes, when you call this blah 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 blah, definition view full to return. Okay. Let me write that and then come back. Okay, I didn't try that before. Let's see if it works. I want to get a list of all Tableau Pulse metrics that are certified, but the data source reference is not certified. Should be an easy thing. Provide the list with metric name, project path of the data source, the email of the person responsible for the data source. Go. Okay, it wants to list all Pulse metrics. Yes, I want to do that. Didn't do that before. Some of the methods that I'm using are already asked if I would allow that. So don't worry, it would generally ask for every single step. But for example, list data sources, I allowed before. So it lists all the pulse metrics, comes back with a result here. These are all the pulse metrics on the system. Might be a lot for you. Search available tools, list data sources, supports filtering by is certified. So the unique data source of the metrics are. Now let me fetch all the data sources, list all the data sources. I fetch all data sources and cross-reference. This might not be the most effective way, the most efficient way, but it is effective anyway. So looking for this, the question is about pulse metrics that are marked as certified, but those are data return doesn't include a certification. Yeah, I was asking for that before, so maybe you got that wrong here. List data source don't include the owner email, but we should be able to get the name of the person somewhere. Metadata tool, okay. again, it says that the this confuses me. So why does it list all? Ah, okay, it lists all pulse metrics, not just the ones that I subscribe to. So I have a number of metrics in my system that are, so it should give a kind of long list here. Maybe I was doing the list of pulse metrics with certified metric. So maybe it didn't use the full. So basically, at this point of time, I didn't say anything in the original video. So let me do that here. I'm not going further with this approach of using MCP, but instead I'm asking to write a code in a script that would do exactly what I want. So I will stop here for a moment and come back with the results. Okay, good news. Metric definition certification is a separate concept from data source certification in Pulse and does not exist in the metric definition. Here's the prompt for Claude Code. I would be okay, I came to the idea that also I have a number of Pulse metrics that are completely outdated because the data sources are maybe dead behind that, you know, because of my demo setups and so on. And I just want to make sure that it doesn't mix up the certification for data sources and Pulse metrics. Okay, so that prompt looks good. I will post that into Claude Code and come back. Okay, copy that, go to Claude Code, find non-certified Pulse metrics. Okay, open, it's an empty folder, and I will prompt here. Again, a small comment, after the recording, I was aware that I was using the chat here in VS Code and not Claude Code, which I corrected later on. So best advice is to always use Claude Code within the VS Code, then it's fully interactive. Okay, Claude in VS Code is of course working. It's a very easy project. That was the task, and it's creating a virtual environment, downloading the packages that are needed, and providing a Python file. And it's asking me to create a .env file with the configuration parameters of the thing here. And actually, I didn't work in Claude Code for that, so let me go into Claude Code. Analyze the project here and test with settings in .env. Also push to GitHub as new repo. So actually it doesn't know what Claude Chat did. Anyway, it's trying to learn that. Reading the git ignore, it should contain the .env file. Contains a number of things here. Anyway. I noticed two issues is not in git ignore would expose the script has. Let me fix both. Both has been fixed. Okay, that's very good. Tool interrupted. Why? Continue. Okay, so it's correcting itself. I will be back in a second. So the thing is, I was waiting for a while. And Claude Code is doing a number of things here, trying to get some response from the REST API in terms of Tableau Pulse, and it's frequently getting a 404, which should not be. I'm not sure why. So that's why I'm interrupting the process at some point of time and say, okay, maybe you want to refer to the Pulse API utilities where I know that most of these methods would be working. So yes, go ahead and fetch that. It's always good to give it a good starting point. What happened in between was that it was fetching the Python code from the repository that I gave it, where I know that it's working, and it's finding that it was using before the wrong definition of the URL method. So basically a wrong REST API. Anyway, after that, it's going ahead and downloading the complete code from that GitHub repository into a temporary file and trying a few things around here. The main thing is here, if you really want to follow the automatism, you have to take the risk that in the .env environment, I have now exposed my a secret for the personal access token, so it's maybe advised to, after this process, delete that personal access token. That's what I'm doing, so you do not have to start the script by yourself and test and copy and paste the error message and so on. Okay, meanwhile, it's done. What it doesn't do is show me the output of the Python script. That should be here. Okay, those are all my metrics defined, metric ID definition. Okay, and here's the certified ID with non-certified data sources. That's business travel expenses and employee expenses. Yeah, because all the others are not certified. That's why they are not listed. And then table 2 is the metric definition with no active subscription. Those are these ones. And I could for sure extend it by deleting the ones that are not subscribed. From my point of view, that's already contained in Pulse API utilities, which is more or less the best way to get a start to these kind of methods, because this already contains Python code that successfully connects to the Pulse REST APIs. So that's it. It was doing exactly what I asked it. It took a bit longer, but I now have that script that I can provide to also customers. Okay, so I have this published here, find non-certified Pulse metrics, which is nice, but if I go back, I was aware afterwards that I do not get the email addresses. So email address is none. So maybe we have to fix this very quickly. Okay, wire email address, email address, email. Okay, it found the problem. It was looking for a flat field within the data structure and not nested objects. So it's correcting that, running the script. And there we can already see it. The email addresses are there with project path is also there. So that works. and I git commit the results into the repository. The fix is live on GitHub. So that's it. Task is done with a number of steps, but most of the stuff was really been done by Claude Code again, and happy to share that.